Hello everybody, how's it going today? Superfiend here. Welcome back to Planet Coaster, a Whacky World. This is the first recording I have done after the official Planet Coaster Twitter account, and I think on the Facebook account too. They featured me as a creator. That's wonderful. So we have a lot of new viewers who could potentially be watching this today. I welcome you all to the channel. I hope you enjoy what it is that I make. I'm a little bit different from some of the other creators in that I am more of a real-time person. I like to do a lot of my designing and stuff in real time and kind of show people like what I make and what I'm thinking while I make it. So there's not as much time-lapse footage as you may be accustomed to on my channel as maybe some of the other Planet Coaster channels. But hopefully you stick around and see if you enjoy this episode, and hopefully we can keep you guys around as viewers. Now, in the last episode that I released, which was actually yesterday, I started working on the accessibility elevators inside the Hidden Temple attraction here. I want to work on that today, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pause it because when we move in here, it gets really loud and really noisy. Well, I guess the other thing I could do, I kind of like to have the game audio going. I kind of like to have it going because it helps to fill in some background noise if I'm not saying anything. So let's see if maybe this isn't so obnoxious with how loud it gets in here. Yeah, we got like a little bit. I'm going to crank it up just a little bit higher, a little bit higher. So we'll set it to like right there. So now we got a little bit of background noise, which is kind of nice. So anyways, one of the things I like to do when I'm designing a new area of a park, and I've already kind of done it now, is I just make a new building. And the way I make a new building is I usually slap down a 1 meter wood piece, although this time I think I put down this archway. Anyways, I put down an archway, a building piece, something that's on the grid, and then I just throw down a bunch of scenery. And I kind of use that as my palette, you know, as if I were a painter. And so I've already gone through and looked through the building and the scenery items for things that I might use to decorate up here, decorate down here, and I'm kind of not liking the way this path looks. I kind of think we need something going like right here. I'm not sure what it's going to look like when we're done with it, but I just feel like we need something there. So I don't like the way it looks right now. And we're going to start up top because this is especially atrocious. I don't like the way it looks right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, I'm going to start editing this building. I'm going to duplicate this big archway right here. And as much as possible, for those of you that are new to my series, this is a challenge mode park, and I want to fill up the whole map. So I try to use individual scenery pieces as much as I can. I'm not a builder who likes to make something out of a bazillion pieces or 1,000 pieces because I'm trying to fill up the map. So I do try to be a little bit conscientious of my scenery count. And whenever possible, I try to use something that is like pre-built and gets the job done in as few pieces as possible. So I'm thinking maybe I'll use this archway right here, and we'll push this back in a little bit because it's kind of sticking out too far. And we'll use this as the frame for our elevator. And so we're going to be making a few changes to this up here. I just kind of want to make sure it's centered. It looks like it's about equidistant on both sides of the path. One thing that would be helpful right now would be to get the railing off the path. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to recreate the path here without the rails, just for right now, so they're not obstructing my view. And I'll probably be building custom rails anyway. So, and let's see, is this all part of this building up here now? Did I add it to that building, or is it part of the building down below? No, it's part of the building down below. So what we're going to do is we're going to edit the building, which happens to be down below. We'll split this off. It's now a free-floating scenery piece, and we'll select this. Oh, come on now. Oh, I see. It's already selecting it. I want to get the frame. Okay. Oh, Planet Coaster and your giant hitboxes sometimes. Sometimes you make me sad. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to join it up to this building, which is the frame. So using the select tool, we add it, get out of the select tool, edit the building. Now we can put it back where it was. Okay, good. So now it's part of this building. And I still want the arrow to be visible. And I think we can kind of like sink it back further. It looks like it's leaning, doesn't it? Why is it leaning? It shouldn't be leaning. Okay, let's straighten it out by setting it on the path. That's going to get rid of the lean, and then now we'll slide it back. Okay. And going to get it kind of equidistant along the path here on both sides. So it looks like it needs to come this way just a tiny bit. I'm looking at the yeah, the little gap there. Okay. It's not going to be perfect. It's good enough for government work. Okay, so we've kind of got that, and I'm thinking like right here is kind of a good spot. And if I start to sink it down, okay, so we just get like to where the top arch here is just starting to encroach on the little arrow. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to push the terrain back a little bit further because I want to see some more of this archway. 7 meters is probably too big. Probably 3. And just going to do this like a little bit slowly. And this is why I like to have the background noise. A little bit of audio when I don't have anything particularly interesting to say. So let's see. Now, I don't know how much of this I want to be visible. I think it would look kind of neat if it's a little bit buried. You know, like maybe only that much. Maybe only that much. And it can just kind of come out just a wee bit. And okay, now I feel like this is this looks awkward now the way that's hanging down. So I'm gonna strengthen the terrain tool just a little bit and push some of that away just a little bit more, not much, and just kind of open that up a little bit. And that already kind of looks a little bit better. That looks a little bit more hidden temple. By the way, this whole entire hidden temple attraction, I built this months before the adventure DLC was available. So this is the first time I'm incorporating the adventure pack DLCs into this little creation. So now, instead of putting the buttons right there, okay, the archway is obnoxiously big. Let's see. I want to be able to put the archway back where it is later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down a couple little tiny art shapes. I'm going to clear my filters here. Can I get like an extra small one? Okay, so I'm gonna put this here, and then I'm gonna duplicate it over this way, right? And then I'm gonna take both of them, and if I get a nice grid, and I did, I'm gonna move it down this way. And then I'm going to set this so that it's just starting to touch that little piece right there. And I'm going to do it on this side too. The one side's probably enough, but just in case. Just in case it's not, I'll do it over here too. And why did I do that? That allows me to take this giant thing with a humongous hitbox, which is starting to annoy me, and I can shove it over here, and then later I can put it back, and I can get it exactly where I had it the first time by lining it up with these two pieces, and then I can delete them. So now, I don't think we need these anymore. I don't think they're needed, and I don't think we need any of the woodwork here. Why is it not? Oh, when I deleted the, okay. When I deleted the archways, they stopped being part of the building. They stopped being part of the building. Is that a problem? Okay, so let's delete all the things inside here that we know we don't need first before we delete the building pieces, because it's easier to select them. Okay, we get rid of that one. We get rid of that one. Is this now part of a building, or is this just like a free-floating piece? We don't need it in any case. We won't be needing that. Is this part of a building? That is no longer part of a building. So what I want to do is I want to take these pieces. No. Okay, let's back up a little bit. And now let's select this, hit X. Ah, it's going to move these things. Okay, we can split those off from the building because we want them to stay where they are. All right, now we got just the building. Okay, so what are we actually removing and what are we keeping? We're going to get rid of this, this, and this. That's all that's left. Okay, goody. We go back to our select tool. Get these pieces, click the building in the back. Now they become part of the elevator building. I like to keep all my stuff as buildings. I don't like to have free-floating scenery in my park anywhere. I want everything connected to buildings. It's kind of like this obsessive-compulsive desire of mine. And, ooh, that was weird. And it's just some, no, now I get a crappy axis. I hate that. I hate that when it does that. Okay, now where'd my axes go? I want to move the big gray panel and just the big gray panel. All right, good. All right, and then we're gonna move this in back to where it was. Now, the reason I chose this format for, why is that off center? It shifted when I slid it out. Shame on you, Planet Coaster. Shame on you. Part of the reason I've chosen this format for my videos, like in real time designing everything at the regular pace of the game, is so that people who aren't really familiar with Planet Coaster or who maybe struggle with being creative can kind of see the the process that I go through when I make stuff. And you can see that it's not easy, okay? Everybody struggles when they try to place things down in this game. It's very tedious. And it's especially annoying when you slide things out and then slide them back and you find out that they've shifted. Okay, so that looks good. And then the little lights here, I'm just gonna kind of put them right there for now. And then we can put this this giant honker back. What's going on here? It's no longer part of a building. Okay. No longer part of a building. It's just floating out there in empty space. So we'll add that to the building as well. And then now we can move this back. Very good. And this is where the little yellow pieces come in. All I have to do is slide it out until they start to collide. Although, and this is, so it was good to place the one on the other side because I happen to get kind of a better view. See, from being over here and trying to move it, I don't get as good a view on that side, but I get a pretty good view over here on this side. I think I get a better view, so don't know why that is, but there, that's where I had it. Okay, and then I think I'm going to move the little elevator buttons. We're just going to move them. Really? Why won't you guys rotate? Oh, come on. I'm gonna rotate them this way. Okay. And then we'll sink them in just like we did before to where just the rope disappears. And I need a person. You. No. I need to get out of the building. You. You've been chosen. Get over here. So the button should be waist high. All right, come on. Oh, no. Okay, let me oh good, put it back. Okay, so where's your waist, buddy? Okay, so we'll put the button right there. And then we'll move this over. And we'll put it right back in there where it was. Doink. Maybe just a tiny bit higher. Let's see. Is that good? Yeah, that's pretty good. That's about where you'd find the buttons. Okay, now I want to see what these people do. They got yo-yoed for a minute before they got reoriented. That was kind of funny. Okay, so now that we've got this, I have to hide the other buttons. This is the part that I hate. This is the part that I hate. How do I hide them? Oh boy, We gotta get creative here. We gotta get creative. What other little pieces do we have that's part of the scenery? I grabbed a couple of the spooky stuff, too, the spooky pieces. Let's see. Do we have anything that's, like, thin that we could use to hide buttons? I'm thinking, like, one of these might work. Okay, we're going to go with this one. So this is part of this building that's downstairs. We duplicate it, and then we, like, click over here on this building. It becomes part of that building, and now we're in the grid for this building. And then we hit move and get it kind of oriented like that. Yes, okay, this could work. It's probably as much as I need to do. There we go. Here we go. Although it can't really stick out that far. Oh, come on. There we go. Look at that. See? Uh-oh. It's poking through over here. And then it looks ugly. And then it looks ugly. Okay, so... Okay. Scratch that. We'll leave it like this. I had it oriented 90 degrees. But because it's poking through in the middle there, I think we'll just let it poke through and we'll just use it as like part of the bottom. And you know what? How's that look? It looks like a turd over here on that side, but not so bad on the inside. And then if we just raise this up. And then do it like one more time. And now I'm just trying to decide if my brain will allow me to be, will allow both sides to be asymmetrical, or if my OCD is going to kick in and say, nah, you got to make them exactly the same. And come on, would you? This thing and its obnoxious hitbox. Okay, so one way we could get around that is you could just like drag select and then deselect the giant monster. That's another way to handle that. And then we'll just slide it over here. And there we go. You know, who knows why it's like poking out that way, but it, you know, it kind of becomes a little decoration on this side. And that's good enough for me. Good enough for me. And then what about the inside of the elevator? You know, it looks a little sloppy in here, and I kind of don't like the rocks. Okay, big guy. We're going to have to move you again, aren't we? Okay, so we got to get rid of that. Get rid of that. We don't need these rocks. We don't need that little rock. How many rocks did I put? I don't need that one. What is all that up there? That's... do I still have the panels in here? Can I get inside this? Oh, look at all these rocks that we don't need. Yes, get out of here. Is this a rock? That's a rock. Okay, and then are these the panels? Like, I don't even think I need the panels in these. No, I didn't. I did not click on the barrier. I didn't click on that. Hey, I found another rock. Oh, shoot. When I deleted that last panel, it made everything not a building anymore. Okay, so my favorite piece to make buildings is the wooden 1M piece. It's my favorite piece. It's like my favorite piece in the whole game. Okay, come on. Where is this little guy? There he is. We'll just okay, no, we need you to be part of this building. Okay, so where can we hide this little guy? He's going to go down here in the corner. He probably won't be visible by the time we're done with this. Okay, good. Oh, and the rocks. Okay, good, good. Yes. And so now, when we drag this giant monster back, And so one of the side effects of like my style of playing the game and showing people what I'm doing is it takes a lot longer for me to get anything done in the park. So my progress is a little bit slower, but you get to see how I did it. So, you know, I don't know if that's good or bad. Every once in a while I go and I decorate and do things like off camera and then nobody ever sees it. Okay, so we do have to kind of, we got to hide that just a little bit. Just a little bit. And you know what? They made some wonderful tall pieces in here. Here's one that we can use. We'll just grab this. We'll add it to the building. And then we'll move it and get it standing up. And so what we'll do is I'm going to lift it up a little bit more. See why in a second. And so I want it like, I'm looking at the white line that drops down to the ground. And I'm just going to position this, let's see, so that it's like halfway in here. And then I'm just going to pull it back in. And I'm just going to see what it looks like. Just come out a little bit. So do I like that elevator door right there, or do I like need it to come over this way more? Well, the post is in the way, so kind of needs to come out like right there, and then that doesn't look so bad, right? It kind of looks okay. So then I'm going to pull it back out. I'm going to lift it back up, and I'm just looking at where the line. I want to see where the line hits the terrain. So it's like right on the inside of this little inset here, this little piece that's sunken in. So when I pull it back out and place it down, and then I Control X and duplicate it, I want to get it exactly the white line in the same spot on the other side. And, you know, that's close enough. That's close enough. So that, like, the red axis is correct, and then we can move it back over here. Oh, no. It was the blue axis that's correct. Gosh darn it. This is going to be tricky. Tricky. All right, you know what? To heck with it. We'll do them individually. And then, you know what? I think I'll just let it meet right there and then go down. That's as complicated as it needs to be, right? Keep it simple, stupid. And when I say stupid, I'm referring to myself, not you guys. Drop this down. Yes, that is a much better elevator. That looks a lot better, doesn't it? That looks a lot better. And then you got the cute little... I wish they didn't twinkle. What are those? Those are the fairy tale lights. Can I turn the twinkling off? Because it's really annoying. Here, I'll just put them over here. Fairy tale lights, variable. Well, they all say variable, so what the heck does variable mean? Constant. Oh. Well, there you go. The reason I'm having such a hard time with it is because I'm a moron. Okay, good. I was about to say, what the heck is the point of having variable ones if you don't have constant ones? I've never used the fairy tale lights, by the way. Just, you know, that's why I had trouble. Okay. So to get the new lights exactly where the old lights are, we're going to click on the old lights, hit X, click on the constant lights, and let's see. I got to move them somewhere where I can click on them again. Right there should be good. Delete that. Delete these. Delete these. Push these ones back down. Okay, they're about like right there. And, okay, blue needs to become like a green. That's not green. This is green. I'm red-green deficient, by the way. I'm colorblind slightly. And so what red-green deficient means is it means a few things. It means, one, I can still see in full color. And it means, two, when there's two colors like this that are right next to each other, I have to stare at it really intently to figure out which one is which. Like, I can't figure out right now which one this is. I think it's this one. Yep. Okay, I got it. That's the other thing that it means. And I want that color to be like a red color. The other thing that red-green deficient means is that I'm really good at seeing tans and browns and khaki color things, and as a result of that, like camouflage, like military camouflage, I can see through it really easily. Like every time I've watched a movie and there's like a military scene, and like the people are camouflaged, I'm always like, what's the point of camouflage? They're right there. Can't you see them? And apparently that is, according to Wikipedia, if Wikipedia knows anything, apparently that's a side effect of red-green deficiency, is that you can kind of see browns and tans and khaki colors a little bit better. And as a lot of camouflage tends to have those colors, I guess I can pick them out from the surrounding colors where somebody's meant to be hiding. I don't know. But then when I play Ark, like Ark is a totally different story. Stuff pops out of the bushes and kills me all the time, and I had no idea it was there. So maybe I'm just full of crap. So now what I'd like to do is I want to get the rock wall over here a little bit closer. I want to close this gap up, and then I think we're done with this elevator. We're going to... But of course, it's not going to let me do it because the path tool is a jerk. So the way we fix that is we're going to delete the path. I just want to delete the path. I don't want to make any new paths or make anything silly. Oh boy, do I regret doing that? What did it look like a second ago? Okay, let's see if this will work. Yes, okay, good. But that was too much. That was too much. Okay, and then just pull it in a little bit down here. Oh, and by the way, every time I mention this, people are like, whoa, I had no idea. The reason I can see what I'm doing in here right now is because of the torch cam. If you guys didn't know, Planet Coaster has a torch cam. If you're doing a dark ride or you're in a dark space, the default hotkey is L, and then it turns on the lights. I used to do dark rides and stuff by putting down a bunch of the floodlights, which makes it like really hard. I used to do it with these floodlights, like put these everywhere underground, and then it's just ugly. The torch cam is such a wonderful thing. Okay, so now we could delete that. We can delete that. I'm okay with the way it looks on the outside. Maybe we'll put down just a couple little rocks right there. But before we do that, I want to paint the terrain, which makes me wonder, what am I doing in the scenery tool? Okay, so I'm just going to paint out here. And that already kind of like changes the dynamic of how it looks. And this is a custom biome. So this is like this is from the tropical one. This is the rocks. And I think this is from the alpine. So I usually, when I do my rocks for this part of Whacky World, is I hit it first with the tropical one at 100%. And then I go down to this alpine or like granite color. I wish it said something other than rock. First I paint it with rock, and then I go over it with rock. But so I switch it to this one. I drop down to 10%, and I just kind of like do like a light blast. And that just kind of adds like extra little color variations and stuff in the rock. And I like the way that looks better. This looks especially harsh over here with the torch cam. With the torch cam off and the lighting from the coaster station, it doesn't look so harsh. But when I turn the torch cam on, it looks kind of harsh. Okay, so now that we got that elevator, it looks a lot better, by the way. I'm sure most of you will agree with that. And then we could just put the path going right back in. Do I want to slope it down? No, I don't. There. Look at that. And then all we need is like a little something right here. Just a little something, not much. Doesn't have to be too much. I don't want a gigantic scenery piece. Let's see. Ooh. Okay, this is the haunted house chimney top. Let's try this. Let's see if this works. Okay, we're just gonna plop it down right there. And we're gonna flip it upside down. And the reason I like it is because it looks like stone. Looks like stone. And we're going to slide it in here like this. It's not big enough. It's not big enough. It's not big enough to cover up that little awkward spot in the ground. But I think we're still going to keep it. We're still going to keep it. And you'll see why in a second. So I'm going to set it like right there. Because I want to put my lighting in here. How far does it go in? It goes in a little bit less than halfway on that side. So a little bit less than halfway on this side. Now they are the same height. And... oh, boy. You know what? No, this doesn't matter. Because I'm going to put like custom walls and stuff right here. So I don't care about that. That's not a problem. But what we do need is we need like a little pillar piece. This one, or maybe this one. I want something a little bit bigger with a little bit more mass. And I'm just gonna move this up here. Actually, I'm gonna. No, that didn't work, did it? Add the building. Okay, drop it like that. And what's this called? This is Temple Decoration 9. Very descriptive. So we'll go back down over here. I want to get it directly underneath these ones. So Temple Decoration 09. So there it is. We're going to click on this, hit X, click on that. It places it directly below. I'm going to put it like that. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. So they're just touching. And that actually looks pretty decent already, but let's just see what it looks like if we flip it around the other way. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like that. Okay. That's good. That's good. And then, ooh. Ooh, if we poke it through a little bit, then it floats. But nobody's going to see it's floating when I put a wall there. Oh, do I like that? Do I like the floaty bit? Do I like them, like, intermingled like that? I don't know. I think I do. Yes, I do. I do like it. Okay. Now, the other thing I want to do, too, is... whoa, are these not... which building is this a part of? What? No, I took it off. I added it to the building over here. What the heck? Planet coaster. Okay, so we split that off. Select this. How much stuff, like... nope. Not what I wanted. Oh, come on. Okay, well, luckily it's not that hard. So, there we go. Now it's all part of that building. And this is where we should put some lights. We should put some lights in here. Do I still have the torch cam on? No, torch cam's off. So that's how lit up it is already, huh? Why is it so light? Let's see what it looks like at nighttime. Yeah, okay. So a lot of the times what I do is I build my park, or I build my scenery with the lights on, of course, and then I turn the lights off and I see what it looks like, and then I say, okay, we got to get some lighting in here. And so let's clear the filter, and let's go to decorations, lights. I don't have any filters on right now. So we got the little dragon lamps. This could work. And it would be nice if I could make this work, because I have them inside here too on the walls, where I sunk them in, and then they don't look like a dragon. They look more like a snake with a flame coming out of it. I kind of like that. So let's see. Let's just see. Now I'm becoming skeptical of this working. You know, it's actually, like, you know, it pokes out a little bit, but it's really not that much. Now, it's kind of hard to notice. So, you know, that kind of works. I like that. Let's go look at the scenery, though, and look at the actual jungle lights. We got... Okay, this is not one of the jungle lights. They gave us, like, little torches and stuff. So we got, like, the wrapped cloth torch. Pretty neat. Let's see. What's this look like? Thank you, Green Arrow. Nice of you to show up. Okay, so what's that? Now, of course, the problem with it being fire is, you know, like right there on the path is like some dummy would touch it. I wonder if it's real fire. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go with the dragon. I like the dragon better because it stays consistent with what I've done over here with the dragons. So we're gonna keep the dragon. And so it needs to come up just a tiny bit. There you go. And you could barely tell that it's poking through with that other scenery piece. Like who's going to notice that? Yes, that is awesome. That looks so cool. It does look cool. Although I wish I could tone down the highlights on the lighting on this on these metal pieces in there. But that looks neat. Yes? Yes, it does. I think that looks a lot better than what I had before. In fact, I think it looks so good, I think we need it down here on the bottom. So... yeah, I guess we can just delete that whole building and delete that whole building. And then we duplicate this one. Zoom, and go down. Drop it like it's hot. All right. Oh, yes, that looks so much cooler. Except over here, no, what am I going to do with that? What am I going to do? It's okay, I got it. I got you covered. Got you covered. No, that's not going to work. We got to do them one at a time. So... we'll do that one. In fact, I don't need to duplicate it. I could probably just move the actual piece. So, I can't tell if that's going under the path or not. It looks like it is. And I like to imagine that this foam right here, or this blue stuff, is like that squishy foam that you see at like playgrounds and stuff. Nah, okay, it didn't. It didn't sink into the path yet. Come on. How far does it have to go? Way out to there. Okay. Well, you know what? We got room. These are big shapes. So that works. That's okay. Yes, that's pretty neat. You know, I kind of like that. You know, what's it look like if we just get rid of the rounded corners? And just do this. No, then it will, and then it does that. Yeah, okay, no. I like the rounded corners. Okay, so that looks pretty good, right? You know, I like that. I like the way that looks, and we got some cool lighting down here. And the guests aren't really clipping with it too much. You know, they're kind of walking around it. Okay, so as far as the edges here... duplicate this, add it to the building, and then we'll just move it. And you know what? We're just going to do this. There we go. Doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. Keep it simple. And it's more or less the same on each side. It doesn't have to be. It's not a big deal. And I could, you know, it would kind of be nice to fill in the top or just drop it down so that we get to keep the decoration right there. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. I think I want to move the trash can because it's like cramped with the lockers. We'll put it on that side. I know, huge difference, right? Huge difference. And let's turn off the oh my god, what a tripping hazard. I need lighting in here so desperately. Oh my goodness, it's terrible. Terrible. But you know what? I think I like this. It feels like we didn't get a lot done because we kind of didn't. But at the same time, what we made looks a lot better than what it was. And so we're going to cut this episode off here. And when we come back in the next one, I'm going to kind of build more of an archway or something here so that this path is like held up by something. I don't know what it's going to look like. But that's what we're going to try to do next, and we'll just see where I can go with that. I'll probably release that later in the week. And really quick, before I forget, because I will forget, is we're going to go over here, and I'm going to go fix these ones, like, right now. Okay, I want to get the little lights. Okay, I got 4 things. Okay, and then we go to scenery. Constant. That switched them. Oh, I gotta do this again. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. We can do it. We're gonna pause it. And let's see. We want... you know what? We should still have the colors from the other one. So I want to change. I'm going to change the green first to the red, and then I'm going to change the blue to the green is no longer visible. So I'll just pick this green. Yeah, just go like lighter. All right, now, oops. Okay, which one of these is constant? Okay, good. Okay, and then we got to do it down here. Be the last thing we do this episode. So we'll set that there. Hit X. Go to scenery. Go to lights. Swish it out. The other thing I could do too is I could just I could hit the red and that puts it down here, and then I can hit the where's the green? Is that the green I picked? Awfully dark. Hit the green, and then now when I go over to this one, we want to change, okay, to that. No. This one's supposed to be the red. This one's supposed to be the green. Yes, okay, good. And then we just slide these ones back in. Those are the right ones, right? Constant, okay, good. And now, when I... Yes, good. Now that the game is running, they're not flashing all over the place, and it looks a lot better. By the way, check out this cool ride that you guys have probably never seen before, some of you. It's really neat. I'll show you a point of view sometime. Oh, and then one last thing. It's so easy. It's one last thing. I want to change the colors on all of these, and I'm going to make it look more like the colors over here. So thematically, it's going to match in another episode when we come back. Okay, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. You have a good afternoon. Take care. And I don't always say this in my videos, but comments and thumbs up really help the channel. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please think about doing that. It really helps me, and it helps YouTube know that my stuff is good, and then it promotes my stuff a little bit more. I don't say that in all my videos because I find it annoying when people do. I'm just saying it this time because I've got a handful of new viewers, and I hope that you guys stuck around to the end of this rather long video. Okay, so that's it. Take care. Have a good afternoon. We'll see you next time.